welcome back. I'm Danielle, your resident romantic.
And I'm Lindsay, the fantasy fan, and we are friends
Till the book ends. You are tuning in to a very special video today. We want to start doing about once a month. We're going to do what's called a Movie Monday, where we take a book that has been turned into a movie or a TV show. We'll read the book, we'll watch the movie or TV show, let you know what we think about both, how the adaptation went, if we like it, if we don't, etc. This time, Lindsay chose Dash and Lily's Book of Dares. It's been very hyped up lately as it was recently turned into a TV show on Netflix. So, brief synopsis. Lily is a 16, 17-year-old girl. Everyone around her has someone that they can go to, a loved one, another family member, and she's feeling really lonely this Christmas. So, to try and get someone's attention, preferably a boy's, she leaves a red book inside the bookshelf at the Strand. And in it is a bunch of dares, and she's just waiting for the right guy to pick it up and say yes to the dares. Along comes Dash. He is kind of a loner. He does enjoy a little bit of introvertedness. He does shop the Strand a lot, and he stumbles across the book. He opens it, he accepts the very first dare, and he starts on this scavenger hunt throughout the Strand, trying to spell out, kind of like Hangman style, the dare that Lily set up. And after he does that, it goes on throughout the book as they go back and forth with dares, only interacting throughout the notebook for most of it. Alright, so we'll start with the book part of it. Lindsay, what did you give the rating?
I give this a 3 out of 5.
Really?
Yeah.
I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. This is the first time that we, largely disagree on a book that we've read together.
Yeah, I think so.
General reason I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a whimsical. The older I get, the more I realize that I don't fully enjoy reading some preteen, middle teen, early YA books. However, this one was very fun. I thought it was very mature. It really dove me into the story. There were a couple small plot hole issues I had. I had some questions about how the author chose to write the ending, but overall, I thought it was really fun. So let's hear why you gave it a 3.
I thought it was so immature. It felt very young. So, I mean, we're not that old. I love YA. I read YA all the time. My bookshelves are filled with YA. This felt very YA. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not a teenager anymore. I'm not the target audience. So I don't necessarily think that was the book's fault, per se. I think something to take into consideration is the book was written in 2010, so yes. It was written kind of probably right at the height of, John Green and, all of those things with that style of writing where it's kind of, snarky, humor, which was fun. I did enjoy that part. And just kind of, everyone's quirky and weird. That style of book was really popular in 2010, and obviously now in 2021... that's just been done 100,000 times. So
true.
It was probably not revolutionary, but it was probably really cool for its time. But I don't know. It just felt really tired, and I think that once again, our main character suffered too much from not like other girls syndrome, where she was
this is true.
I wear 2 different shoes, and I do caroling, and I don't hang out with children. I hang out with adults because adults just get me, kind of girl. And it's just okay, we get it. And then Dash is persnickety or snarly or finicky, however you want to call them. I think my favorite part of the book were the side characters. Overall.
I can see that. Before we dive into characters, though, I wanted to comment on one thing. You said you thought it was immature. I think it's very funny you say that because I went into it expecting it to be immature. I knew it was from 2010. I knew it was about teenagers. And right off the bat, the very first chapter, the very first page, Dash's character is shouting out all of these SAT words.
Yeah.
Pedantic and all these really weird large words that I wasn't expecting. So maybe I took that and ran with it, and I expected that to be the tone of it, and I kind of just ignored some of the immature parts. I just wanted to comment on that real quick. So let's dive into the characters. You mentioned you liked the side characters most.
Yeah, I did. I liked the grandfather, I liked the brother and his boyfriend, and I liked Boomer and Priya. I liked pretty much all of the different little side characters better than I liked Dash and Lily themselves. There's nothing wrong with Dash or Lily. They were just kind of basic. No, I just felt very 2D. They felt 2D to me. I don't know. I just couldn't relate to either of them, really.
That makes sense. That does.
They were fine, but I did like the side characters better. I really liked the brother and his boyfriend. I thought Benny and Langston, I thought they were really cute and funny, and I probably would have honestly enjoyed seeing something from Langston's point of view more.
I agree with that. I think that would have been cool to have like a Langston side
a Langton
of this.
book, or like a Langston book or something. I would read that. And like the grandpa and his girlfriend was funny, and I liked all the different like older people in Lily's life that like helped her complete the dares for Dash, and Mrs. Baisley, the aunt.
Is true, yeah.
I really liked the aunt and the dog. I just almost felt like Dash and Lily were like, I don't know, almost side characters in their own story, because there were so many different other characters that I thought were more exciting, but that's just me.
Well, I'm excited to be able to say that I completely disagree with you. And I'm excited because a lot of the other book reviews we do, we have a lot of the same opinions on it. And so I like that we can bring this to everyone and show that we are not the exact same readers, that I completely disagree with what you're saying here. I was annoyed with Langston. Him and Benny were cute, but I was annoyed with the fact of how he treated Lily, because, like Lily mentioned in the beginning, she was there for him when he had his heartbreak, and there for him when he wasn't feeling well. And it just, to me, felt like Langston was taking advantage of her in the way that it was written in the book. Obviously,
also, I'm the oldest, though, and Langston is the oldest, and I commiserate.
Absolutely. And I'm the youngest in my family, and Lily's
so maybe
the youngest.
you relate to Lily more.
At the same time, that's just the vibe I get from it. I thought that Langston was ridiculous with the Benny situation at the end, but you're supposed to not like that.
Yeah.
I thought the grandpa was a little ridiculous with the girlfriend in Florida, but again, you're not supposed to like that. The parents, I thought they coddled Lily too much, honestly. And I did like Mrs. Baisley. The Santa scene with, I think, Uncle Sal, that was weird to me. And honestly, with Dash and Lily I didn't really like. I do agree with you there. I thought she was written a little too over-eccentric and maybe a little too childish for someone her age. I would, again, like to point back to the parents for coddling her too much to have her grow up like that. I enjoyed Dash, though. I liked Dash. In the beginning, he was a little too pretentious for me, but at the same time, he started to grow on me, because he was like this book nerd who just wants to hide in the corner and read books and find all these crazy books that he hasn't read before.
Yeah.
So, I disagree with Dash. Now that we've given a whole lot of information of how we feel about the characters, are you ready to dive into the TV show?
I'm ready.
Okay, so Lindsay, what is brief overview? What did you think of the TV show?
I like the show better than the book. It still wasn't my favorite, but we watched it. It's January. I feel like I would have maybe liked it more if we had watched it at Christmas.
Yeah,
like,
I wish I would have known it was a Christmas one.
Yeah.
I definitely would have tried to.
I knew the
put that
premise
right.
of the book, and I just didn't realize how Christmassy it was.
Yes,
so
very
I
Christmassy.
think that if I had watched the TV show at Christmas, I really would have liked it. It just felt like weirdly out of season. It's not even that out of season, but you know, a little far past. But yeah, I ended up kind of liking the TV show a little bit better. Perhaps it's because it really brought New York to life. Like, they were at the Strand, like they were in New York, they were at the Diker Lights, like they were at all the actual different spots, the Macy's. Like, I don't know, I just feel like it kind of brought everything together more and made me more excited to watch it. In the book, I don't know why, it just didn't really connect with me as much, but I did like the show, and I thought that the characters were really cute in the show.
I agree with that. I also liked the show better than the book.
And you liked the book.
I know, I liked the book. Like, I would give the TV show... No, I can't give it a 5 out of 5. I have some issues with it. But...
We did TV shows out of 10.
Oh, okay. Then 9 out of 10.
Oh, wow.
9.5. I don't know. But either way, it was really good. There were a couple of scenes that I had some issues with, and as you always get with an adaptation, it's not 100% to the book. I thought in the beginning it did a really good job of sticking
it was
to
pretty close.
The line of the book. Towards the end, it really strayed from how the book starts to wrap up, but I realized that's because it's a TV show. They had to think of things to extend it. So that was a little annoying to me, but overall I really loved it. I thought that they cast really well with almost all of the characters.
I'd agree.
I was not a fan of who they cast for Boomer, because in the book Boomer is described as this like really excited person who talks really fast, and he's like a little chihuahua dog.
I'm really glad, because I would have been so annoyed if I had to watch that. Like, the Boomer in the show was like, he was still like really cute and wholesome.
He was still good. I still liked him.
Like, cocaine.
I was just disappointed because I was expecting someone like they described in the book. But I still enjoyed Boomer. I really enjoyed how they cast Dash and Lily. I thought they did that perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, I liked Dash more so in the movie, perhaps because like the sarcasm and kind of a little bit more of like the dry humor came through better.
Yes, absolutely, I would agree with that.
But yeah, I liked Dash. I thought he was a cutie. He was fun to watch. Yeah.
Plus, like, just real quick before we move on to something else, I don't know about you, I hate when they make TV show or movie adaptations and like everyone in the show or movie is like flawlessly gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yet in this book, they're supposed to be more of like these kind of loners or introverts or like over eccentric people, and they're supposed to fall in love with each other's personalities first before falling in love with their physicality.
Their face.
And not, I don't want to say this to say that the Dash and Lily in the TV show were not flawless. I just felt they were more human, and it felt more relatable to me.
Something that does bug me, and it's not just this TV show, every TV show is guilty of it, but they're casting people older than us to play 16-year-olds.
Yes.
That's just a general problem I have with Hollywood, and I will take it to the top. Just kidding. That is one thing. Like, Lily is, I think she's 25 or 26, and I think Dash is 23 or 24.
See, in the TV show, I would have guessed that Dash's actor was older. But I did feel like it was weird between Lily and Edgar, because to me, Edgar obviously seemed much older, and I was like, red alert, you should not be a 16-year-old around.
Yeah, so I think that is something that's just, like, really obvious. Like, this show's just not the only one that's guilty of it. It just always kind of makes me a question, because it's like, these are supposed to be 16, 17-year-olds, and there's somebody who is older than I am, who has been legal to drink for many years. Playing somebody who's supposed to be suffering from, like, acne and stuff.
I know.
But, yeah, I liked the show. I thought the setting was really awesome, and I think that overall it was a fun watch.
So, overall, we both enjoyed the TV show, thought it was better than the book. Lindsay gave the book a 3.5 out of 5?
Just a 3.
Okay, just a flat 3. I'm sorry, she gave it a flat 3.
Flat 3.
I gave it 4.5 out of 5. The first book that we have quite largely disagreed with, but it was still enjoyable for me to read. I hope you enjoyed the TV show at least.
Yeah, would you read other books in the series?
I don't think so. I know that there are a lot of books in the series, but it was just a little too much for me to have to get through Lily. She wasn't a hugely likable character for me. She didn't detract from my joyfulness with the book and the TV show, but I don't think I could handle that much more. What about you? Would you read any more in this series?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
No, like, it was fun. It was really quick. It was, like, under 300 pages.
That's true. I will say, to me, it was how I expected it to be, because I have read another book by these two. It was Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist. I also watched the movie for that, and then I watched the movie for, I believe it was Noah and Eli's No Kiss List. I haven't read the book. So it all to me was the same vibe throughout all of them, just kind of teenagers making a big adventure for themselves. Yeah. So I think maybe I went into it with expectations of having that kind of vibe, and it met it, so I wasn't too disappointed. So overall, not the worst experience in the world. We're going to hopefully do this about once a month, so stay tuned for that next time. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any suggestions for book to movie adaptations that you think we should watch next, let us know in the comments below, and we will see you next time. Bye!